Siak, we're live.
Captured.
Nice.
So,
Excellent.
everyone, welcome to another week of Studio Manga's What's Up. I am Lucky, over there is Omega, and this on your screen right now is Dismantled. Yeah.
With a Y.
With a Y. There is no I, there's only Y. As in, why is this game so good?
Yeah, about to say, so heckin' good, heckarino good.
Yeah, apparently this game came out in... Wolf, die! I do not have bullets. I do not have grenades.
That happens a lot. Yeah, you need to sleep or camp.
But I do have a question. I do have a question. And the answer is an axe!
All right, well, before we go explaining how and why this game is so good, I would like to briefly remind you this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Admin Heart, Blackest OG, Call Me Zed, Carlos, Dragon, Ferris, Flight Iceberg, Jeremy Vasquez, JDV9000, Jester the Fae, Jonathan Sandoval, Starlight, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Charvor, Sean Pyre, some guy named Bob, and Baron the Crow. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early, lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Hopefully, I managed to keep talking into my microphone. So, number one for today, I have a new chair. My previous chair was getting a little beat up, and I had noticed there's a problem where the arms were a little low vis-a-vis how high my desk is. So I think that may be why my right arm has been bothering me a lot. I have to keep like extending and overextending my elbow to mouse and stuff. This one is adjustable, so I have the arms set up very high, and I can actually rest my gosh darned elbow, which is probably good.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm probably going to be, I don't want to say extra goopy, but we're going to continue the goop train. If you watched Let's Take FGO, which came out earlier today, live, or watched it being recorded earlier, I bought a new PC.
Mm-hmm.
We're still in the setup phase because it has to go under my desk. Currently, it's in roughly where its position will be right now. I just don't have all the wires in and stuff. But to do that, I need to do some pre-prep. Had to go under my desk, move some cords around, vacuum some stuff up, clean some stuff. So I was doing that for about an hour today. I don't know how good I'm gonna be on camera. I haven't eaten dinner yet, but like I said, first of all, there was some renovation in the kitchen, so there was a little delay on some meals. But also, I was under my desk for like an hour. It was hot and sweaty and gross, very dusty, a little bit nauseating. So I didn't really feel like eating. So I'm just drinking plenty of water and trying to stay cool and relaxed. But yes, Dysmantle. Phenomenal game. 10 out of 10. 100 out of 100. Where are you right now, Lucky?
I am in... what is this area called? Hyboria? No, not Hyboria. I'm up north.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I am working on grinding hides because hides are a pain in the dick to get.
It's true. There are a couple of resource bottlenecks in this game. Obviously, once you get through them, they're not as big of a deal. We've talked previously about how, you know, there was the next tier bottleneck on like getting, you know, iron and wood, and that transitions into blah blah blah. The bottleneck on, you know, steel, and then that turns into the bottleneck on steel and on titanium and lumber, because those are refined resources. So you
Can't
know,
have zombies apocalypse without a katana.
yeah. Okay, so you did that's a side quest for everybody at home. And it's a +5, so you put a lot of resources in that. That takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's good though.
Well, like I said, if I pull up the map, I haven't actually gone too far. I am at the point where I have to go find the gas mask, but unfortunately the game is just like, you have to find a gas mask. I'm like, okay, cool, where? No idea.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta. There's a little area you can go south of that, the gas mask place.
Yeah, no, it's like it seems very suspicious that because the gas area starts like right here, and there's just this whole new zone down here. I'm just like,
Yeah, I mean, I can. So, plot-wise, I'm a lot farther in the game than you are. I have gotten all 4 fuel cells, and I'm working on the thing that comes after. So I've been to all like 4 corners of the map. Oh, you don't even have the bottom corner fuel cell.
No, I was gonna head. Well, as soon as I get the soldier's outfit, I was gonna head that way.
Yeah, that's a good Um, the tropical resort, which hides the fuel cell, has some guys in it that I don't like. Even being arguably very far into the game and being very advanced down the tech tree, don't have any new shit to unlock. What are those guys even called?
Which ones?
Those the fast like skinless looking guys. The guys. I don't remember. They suck anyway, and I hate them.
These ones, the stalkers.
No, yeah, I think that's them.
Yeah,
They're speedy boys.
they are speedy boys.
They're speedy and screamy, and they don't take a lot of knockback. My usual strategy is to throw lots of proxy mines in front of them and run away. Technically, I think the type of enemy that's killed me the most, I'm not even sure if you would have encountered them yet in the zones. I think you might have. They're the tougher version of the throw boys.
Oh yeah, no, I've met them.
Okay, yeah. Because they throw 3 exploding projectiles. And if they throw 3 exploding projectiles in a confined space where they overlap, you take all the damage.
Yeah, the mutated hurler.
Yeah. So they can really clap your cheeks. But yeah, so there's decent enemy variety if you're curious. It's a lot of fun. Lucky is doing the primary thing you do in this game, which is take apart everything.
I have returned much to nature.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting how like chat, you might think looking at this like, oh, do you really need all those bricks or need to tear out all that stuff? Yeah, kind of. I think bricks are more useful for like self-construction, for building your own structures, which is very funny because I think the first time we talked about this game, I was like, yeah, I don't know if this is the kind of game where you actually do build your own stuff. You do. You can do that. It's kind of important for some stuff. Like, you can find sawmills and smelters in the wild, but it's a lot easier if you build your own at convenient points.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you will need all of this stuff. Like, even if you think, oh, I don't need the lowly plant fiber. No. You need that to fuel sawmills. You will need a lot of it.
Well, the thing I think I like about it is just by breaking things down, you get experience. So even if you're like don't necessarily need the materials, like trust me, I don't need fucking bricks. I have like 700 fucking brick, but they give me like 420 per fucking broken wall, which is why I'm at level 38 and don't even have half the fucking map because I'm like listen, I have literally torn down some entire fucking small villages. The only reason there are villages there is because there's these fucking squares left everywhere.
Yeah, the
and
foundations
cars.
are left. So I would say, because, like, I think I'm only, like, and if you think about this proportionally, it's not that big of a deal. I think I'm, like, level 44 or 45-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm not that far ahead of you level curve-wise. So I think the reason why, like, plot-wise, you're not as far in the game is because you were a lot more thorough with dismantling everything early. And that might mean that you can actually speed through some stuff later. I had to go loop back around and farm some stuff. Like, there's some types of resources that I'm just like, oh, these are a good source of this. I will knock down every single one. There is not a fucking... If I see a fucking street light or a power pole, it's gone. Because those drop the good shit.
Yeah, you need
those drop like steel and some extras, and I'm like, no, get out of here. Because even once you get access to titanium, steel stays relevant for some shit. But yeah, so there's a lot of fun resources. Lucky is showing you the basic gameplay loop now, which is you walk around, you punch ex-humans. They are not zombies. They are ex-humans. And I have thoughts and feelings about potential plots to this game, because there is a plot.
That's the thing.
There's a meta plot.
I think that's the thing that actually surprised me the most, is there's actually some sort of plot going on in this game. Usually a lot of times these games are kind of very thin on it, but no, there is ancient mysteries, modern mysteries.
Yeah, so the island itself, which is only ever referred to as the island, is really interesting. I need to look up like where the developers are from. The flag the island uses is like a weird cat bash. I think of like the New Zealand flag, and obviously like a lot of the I think it's text to speech generated, but you do hear about the crown, and it there's slight British accents to the characters that do have dialogue. So I think it is supposed to be like a crown colony.
K23, the Crown Station.
Yep,
just
you hear
lives in
that
my
one a
head.
lot.
Just hear that in my head forever.
Yeah, it's repeated, everyone. This is an automated broadcast from K23, the Crown Station. Do not let snakes into our island. Tell no one where the island is. The automated messages get freakier and freakier as you find more. I think it's per... I don't know if it's locational or if it's per message, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, I found one where the guy was just like, I'm trapped here, alone. This has been an automated message from K23.
Yeah, I know. There's some weird ones, yeah.
Yeah,
but,
it's
like...
fuck.
So, like, aesthetically, I'm pretty sure, like, parts of the island are supposed to be that, but there's also, like... There's a lot of, like, weird local dishes you can cook up when you find stuff. Also, by the way, shout out to the meal system.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, so there's several ways to improve in this game, which is great. Like, we've talked about it before, but I think I want to upsell. This game has, like, the perfect style of progression loops, right?
Mhm.
Like you said, every time you knock something over, if you pick up a material, you get EXP.
Yep.
If you kill a Zambo, you kill an X-Human, you get EXP. When you deposit those materials... Ooh, lucky found a tomb.
Yeah.
Yes, this is another part of the game. When you deposit materials in your camp storage box, you get EXP.
Mm-hmm.
So you're constantly getting XP, leveling up. That gets you new minor perks, which keep stacking up. But also you can... and that usually unlocks new recipes you unlock. And then your recipes that are unlockable are improvable up to 3 or 5 times, depending on the item, you know? Shit like that. You have different equipment slots you saw on screen there that Lucky showed. Like, you have eventually up to 4 main tools, up to 4 sub-weapons, and up to 5 trinkets. You have, like, an outfit and a hat slot, which is very important for a lot of bullshit. You have these fucking tombs, which are just, like...
Puzzles.
Classic platformer, yeah, puzzles and stuff like that. They're time delay puzzles or just, you know, not really platforming, but, like, you know, movement stuff.
Sorry, I am getting my ass kicked by bullet hell.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing is you don't lose anything. You just reset to the top. So, like, you don't die. When you die, you drop a skeleton and you can get your shit back if you need it. And stuff like that. So, like, you're constantly getting EXP and, you know, leveling up your stuff, getting mats for new stuff, etc., etc. But the other thing is cooking exists in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And when you find a new recipe, after you cook it, it gives you a permanent buff.
Just permanent, just...
which is very important, because, like, obviously there's, like, oh, you get +5 max HP, or, you know, you get to do +5% backstab damage. You know, shit like that. +3 permanent crit chance, or evade chance. Some of them are very important, like permanently getting +5 resistance to cold, or +5 resistance to heat.
I have not found those ones.
No, they're in much later game areas where the game ratchets up the cold and the heat, so you don't even... Not even, like, being fully kitted out with maximum hat, clothes, and water bottles will do it. You have to upgrade again.
Oh.
So it gives you... You got to find the right recipe and get a little bit of an edge and stuff like that. So, like, everything is progress, and it's just... It's the ultimate just one more thing game, you know?
Oh, shit.
But yeah, the basic idea of the story, because you're obviously not seeing the intro, because Lucky, you know, wouldn't when we start in a new game.
Mm-hmm.
You're a survivor. You pop out of your underground shelter, and are like, all right, okay, I bet things have calmed down. I need to survive. You just have your crowbar, and you go to town. You start out in an area called the Caged Suburb.
It's very much a tutorial area, and it's actually very interesting.
Yeah. Literally, there are, like, floating tutorial help tips there. There's a couple of, you know, basic guys. And that teaches you a lot of your basic gameplay loop of, like, knocking stuff over, cooking, farming, building, upgrading your tools, you know, figuring out your stuff, lighting your campfires. There's even a little bit of a boss fight at the end to open up the gates. And then you know, you gradually progress, always going for... The idea is that you need to escape the island. Because the island's actually pretty interesting, like I said. I think it's modeled on, like a New Zealand or Australia, but... as you can see, there is the top half of the map is fucking cold. It's named stuff like Hyboria, Borealis, Arctus, shit like that.
I remember Arctus.
Well, I think Arcturus is like one of the messages is like, do not cause trouble or Arcturus awaits for you. This has been an automated message from K23, Crown Broadcasting. Hopefully, Lucky can find some new radios to proc on stream so you guys can see what we're talking about. But it's very memey. Like the top of the map is fucking cold. The bottom of the map is hot. It includes both a jungle and several large deserts. Lucky has not gone to the desert area yet, but we'll probably poke in there.
I have I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, I've gotten
you've
to
seen
the
it down
I got
there.
to the entrance of it. Treasure.
But yeah, so there's a lot of heavy duty shit you got to do to like get there. So you're planning on escaping the island. You eventually make it to a corner area that is just called Canaveral, by the way. But that's where there's a again, funny enough, the military on the island is called the ISDF, the Island Self Defense Force. And there's a base there that has a launch pad, and there's one rocket-powered escape pod left, but it's not fueled, so you've got to fuel it. So, yeah, Lucky is currently in the phase of hunting down the 4 fuel cells to fuel the escape pod.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to work because I'm pretty sure I read something somewhere about how that's the last one and they couldn't use it for a reason, but I can't remember.
Like I said, I got all 4 fuel cells. Yeah, that's not it. They make you do one more thing after, at least. I think at least, because like I said, I looked not too long ago and the game was like, oh, you're at like 42% main story progression. I'm like, as I'm like holding on to my 3rd fuel cell, I'm like, what? Huh? Huh? I was at like 80% side quest progression though, so that's doing pretty good. And yes, there are side quests and stuff. There's treasure hunts. There's like timed kill 'em all missions. There's actual like puzzles and mystery shit. I talked earlier about how there's this trek for the katana blueprint. You got to like look for a lost van, shit like that. And there's a pretty decent variety. Lucky's had the gun earlier. Like you start out literally just wearing like, what even is the first outfit? Just called the Survivor outfit?
Let me look.
Yeah.
Jeans and jersey.
Yeah. Just casual clothes. You don't even have a fucking hat, right? You start with so few inventory slots, you got to upgrade your backpack and shit. And a crowbar, and like you can make military outfits, soldier helmets, you can make, cold weather gear, warm weather gear, shit like that. You can craft a gun, eventually you get a hunting rifle. Lucky, do you consider it spoilers to find out about tools that come later?
No, not really.
Okay, so I've told you before. If you can get to the center of the island, that's the city called Central. There's a quest to give you the sledgehammer recipe.
Yeah, I remember that. That's why I was like, ooh, I should head there. But,
yeah, that's. But you need the gas mask first. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm stuck.
So yeah, that's a fun area because it's like the like I said, it's the big city. But eventually, if you get to the far side of the map, you can get the recipe for the riot shield.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yes, which is a blunt weapon which pushes enemies back, but while you've got it out, it absorbs damage.
Mm-hmm.
And it eventually breaks, and you have to like rest your campfire to refresh it. But you can use it to tank damage for a short period of time, and it gets more HP as you level it up. So pretty solid stuff. And God knows what else is in there. And there's also a lot of weird shit. Because there's these blue beads that you saw.
I need titanium. Okay.
Time to queue up the smithy.
Do I have enough fucking... Oh, wait, no, that's what's happening back there is I'm making fucking steel. That's what it was.
Yep.
Well, I got enough hide, so I might as well run back to my house. As soon as I remember how to get back to... Oh, just head... Yeah, this... well...
Have you built the compass for fast travel?
Yeah, I just gotta get back to the power junction.
Yeah, so Axe was asking earlier about traveling. No, you don't. As far as I know, you can't make any vehicles. Vehicles are just for scrapping once you get, powerful enough tools. But you can unlock a thing to fast travel between Link Towers, which is kind of, the Ubisoft-style towers. They fill out your map, and they give you fast travel points. Sorry, fighting a little bit of a sneeze there. It went away. And they also do things like my favorite, which is... Oh, there's one of them. Skinny freaks.
Yep.
Also unlocks features like you can make it so that enemies no longer respawn.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, if you want to grind more powerful enemies, if you've killed literally all the enemies in a zone and they will never respawn, you can reset them. I have no earthly idea why you would do that, but also I feel like not quite roguelike, but I feel like there's some resetting and some multiple playthrough shit going on here. Maybe there's a lot of stuff to do with time. There's the timed crates, which always seem to be just out of reach.
I've opened plenty of those.
Okay, so you've caught a couple. Yeah, I think I've just misplaced my sequencing on some of them.
Well, yeah, no.
What's in
Basically,
it?
I just like this one's. I just usually go to the closest campfire. I'm just like, because that's when they reset. The minute you get up from a campfire, they all reset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that part. All right, so I got to speedrun them.
Mhm.
Well, I know where a few are. I can probably try and rig that sometime. But there's also like areas of mysterious slowness.
Yeah, I think I got the quest to deal with that, but it's very far away.
Yeah, it's end game. I appreciate them giving you the goals, but yeah, you're gonna be waiting on that one for a while.
Yeah, I need more steel.
But yeah,
Fuck it, I'll just make it.
this is I love this place. This is a little like mini island called Tabula Rasa, which just has the quests to build your own house.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of shit to knock over. It's very nice. As far as I know, there's no water travel outright. There is a trinket you can build that prevents you from dying if you go in the water, because apparently, despite living on an island, the main character cannot fucking swim.
Swimming in a full backpack and clothing is hard.
Well, that's true. Your backpack entirely, depending on where you're at in the game, your backpack might be loaded up with, crowbar, shovel, gun, 40 pounds of steel. So that makes a little more sense. But yeah, you will get, no matter what, you will get dragged under the water if you don't have the rubber ducky equipped. But the rubber ducky just resets you to the nearest coastline.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I suspect there's probably some way to traverse water eventually. But I'm going to be honest, they might just make you be able to walk on water at this rate. I don't fucking know. There's some weird shit, okay? You found some tablets, right, Lucky?
I found a couple, yeah.
Yeah. There's some stuff going on. There's some stuff. And like I said, if Lucky actually goes through the desert and stuff on stream, you'll see more of it. There's some shit. There's some weird stuff.
Actually, I'm going to go to the cage suburb and start tearing shit down. That's what I'm going to do.
It's a good place to tear down, yeah.
Just because I need... Well, that's where I figured out about the, the +1 ascension, so I have, like, stronger enemies there. I'm curious to see what that does. So, actually, no, I can... Wait, yes, I can. I'll just use the tower.
Yep. But yeah, so it's just a really good game.
It's a really good game.
A lot
like,
of access.
It just... I have never really thought of a chill therapeutic zombie, crafting survival game, but this is pretty fucking close to the ideal situation. Like, I will say, like, you are I almost never feel overwhelmed. Well, I should say, like, in a couple set pieces where, there is supposed to be, a conflict of sorts, they might, throw some extra guys at you and stuff, but when you're just wandering the world, you almost never run into a situation where you got like 5 to 10 of the guys chasing you. It's usually just like 1 or 2s, and they don't really get stronger. Like a normal SX human will just go down one hit, and it's where am I going? This way, straight.
Tower. There are some areas later where they do get a little deeper about stacking those guys on you. But by then you have a lot of opportunity to like get a lot of, storage and devices and tools and, pre-plan. So it's not, like you said, I don't think I've ever felt overwhelmed. There are a couple of fights where I've had frustrations. I think I understand why generally, like you said, in the overworld, you don't run into a lot of enemies. Enemy targeting gets a little weird when there's a lot of guys. Because it's mostly like left stick based, but it will kind of like auto target and then you start strafing.
Oh yeah, look at all this shit in here. Look at all these.
You can get a little slippery and a little bad that way. Also, I don't know if it's like input reading or not, but I have a problem where occasionally I like must have double tapped the triangle and it throws 2 grenades, and I'm like, oh, I guess you were reading my grenade throw like mid dodge roll before that, and then I got the input. So that's not really a problem. It just waste an extra grenade. So there's a couple of combat instances that can get a little titchier later.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, you know what you're doing. And, like, honestly, death isn't really that much of a punishment. Like, the worst you can do is die and realize, oh, fuck, I, last rested or turned on a campfire you really far away. Oops. You know, and you have to fucking hoof it back, right? And you can lose materials. I think if you double die and you don't, you know, touch your skeleton, you lose all your shit. But while I won't say that materials are renewable, I do believe that you should get a pretty sufficient amount of them to be able to complete most things, it seems like.
I think the only thing I'm having a concern about right now is the mana shards. I have no idea where those fucking are.
Yeah, that's the one thing that, like, that seems to be related to, like, plot stuff in the later half of the island. Though I think I found some just in some drawers and, like, some important buildings. So I don't know if it's like, there does seem to be, you know, as you get later in the game and you get higher level and you increase your search efficiency and whatever, your qualitative items you get out of random searchable containers gets better. I have even found, like, 1 titanium before.
Oh, wow.
Which is, like, I know that doesn't sound very impressive to chat, but it is. Usually it's a lot of work to get to 1 titanium, you know. But I think that was, like, literally 1 time I got that lucky drop, right? So I'm also not really sure about the shards economy.
Okay.
Maybe that is what comes from higher level enemies. I don't know. I'll do some experimenting. Because this game certainly has plenty of that. The main thing I guess we haven't talked about is the one of the main progression curves also is what you can dismantle. That is based on the power of your tools and weapons, and so you upgrade and the type. Yeah, some things are only dealable via slashing, some are only dealable via blunt. Some things are dealable with both, which is kind of interesting. Like I think water towers you can either bash down or chop down. But yeah, so technically there's 3 types of damage. There is piercing, slashing, and blunt. And I don't know if explosives also do a separate type of damage. I think it's piercing. Fragmentation grenades actually, like, fragment and scatter. It's cool to see. But so, you know, I don't think piercing is relevant for anything other than, you know, like I said, frag grenades are gun. Bang. But you got to upgrade your tools to knock down heavier stuff. And that means you gotta, you know, keep upgrading and keep looking for tools. Yeah, like you start out basically able to just break up, like, basic bitch furniture. And now Lucky is at the part where he can knock down brick walls.
With a wrench.
Yeah. The wrench is pretty good. I think the primary thing, like, the upgrade to Sledgehammer gives you is slightly tougher walls, and when it's fully upgraded, you can start actually dismantling, like, cars and shit. Oh, and, like, small rocks.
Yeah, I haven't been able to put down foundations, a lot of foundations, because I never have enough rock.
What's the best way to farm rock? I think with the pipe wrench, you can not crush those, like, small traffic barriers you see.
Yeah. That's what I think.
That's
what I've been getting most of them from.
If you ever see, and you might have already knocked down some of those as well, but if you ever see, like, those iron fences, they have a stone base. Those are good for stone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like graveyard type fencing. It's in a couple other places as well, but that's how I got a head start on a lot of stone. I was just like, oh, this gives iron and stone, rad.
I think that's one of the peak feelings of this game, when you break down something new and you see what you're getting. You're like, yes. Like, I had that moment when I started knocking down telephone poles and street lights, just woo!
Yeah, when it drops, you know, like, I think a telephone pole or a power pole is like 1 steel, 1 wood, and 1 like electronics or scrap electronics.
Yeah, but you see that fucking steel, and you're just like, I'll take 100 of these, thank you.
I'm like, okay. So what the game has taught me is I will knock down every fucking power pole now. Cool. You know, it's the same earlier. Like I said, when you're starting the iron loop, you're just like, oh, geez, where the fuck do I get iron? And then you get a big enough tool, and you're like, wait a minute, sinks and stoves are iron. Demolish every kitchen, and it just keeps stacking. That I think is the only thing, and I guess I understand why, because they are supposed to be refined. But I am a little sad that there's not any, like, natural sources of titanium or lumber, as far as I can tell. You have to put them through a process. So, like, there's not that level of of quite that level of like discovery. That moment comes when you see the smelter or see the sawmill, and you're like, ah, this is how this works.
I do appreciate that they put the smelter and the lumber mill on the exploration progression.
Yeah.
Because very specifically, like this kind of is your like you go to the Cade server, then you go to see you fuck around in here, and then it tells you to go explore elsewhere. You can, and each kind of thing is kind of a tutorial here. Going north teaches you like how to survive the cold. Going south teaches you how to survive the heat. And then when you start heading this way, there's only two paths you can take. You can go north, and if you want to get to the fucking the link tower, you have to fix this bridge, which you have to make lumber from this very convenient lumber mill right here. When you go south, you got to go to Sanctuary Farm. This place was a fucking bitch in its own way.
Yeah.
And you have to think the Licks Tower, which means you have to go to here to get the titanium from the smelter. So I'm like, oh, it's like it was very. I didn't feel like
and you haven't done it yet, but there's a very similar flow like with the gas mask, right? Because that's a literal T junction. On one side, cloud of poison gas. On another side, fucking desert.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there's only so much I can do.
Yep, so I'm gonna go that way.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make sure I get the other fuel cells so I don't backtrack as much.
Yeah. Also, the fuel cells are fun. You've already done one, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we mentioned earlier, but the cage to let people know as well. The cage suburb is literally a tutorial. Like when you leave it, you get the opening credits and titles.
Mm-hmm.
And there is DLC for this game that I'm kind of interested in. I'm not quite sure how that applies. I think I might want to do like a full vanilla run before I look at them. But yeah, there's definitely some interest here. Because there's a lot going on. Just gonna chill and knock over shit.
Mm-hmm. I just love the fact that I can just be all like, I just have a pocket storage device and I just point to the sky and just like, be gone, my items. And they're like, bye.
Yep. Because mana can bend space and time.
Sure, why not?
But also, hey, it gives you a reliable thing because like that is usually I think this game was very well made and very well paced. I don't know if it was in like early access for a while and they practiced this shit or something, but like usually when I'm full up of shit, that's when I find a new campfire and a new storage bin. But there have been some times where like when you get later in the game, enemies get a little thicker and you can have to like work through some areas where you're picking up like enemy drops and also smashing shit up and stuff like that. So like you can get full, but that's what the storage device is for. It's just like, all right, fuck it, send my inventory. Get out of here.
Send it.
Get out of here now.
Talk about the graveyard fence and think, oh yeah, there's some right here. I'll just slap
Yeah,
it.
a little park around the tomb there.
The ancient historical site.
Yeah. The ancient people who inhabited our land.
Level 39. Righto, that should be enough to get me another couple foundations. I like just having things nice and clear so I don't have to keep juking around corners and stuff. It is hilarious.
Yeah, no, I do that a lot.
It is hilarious though when you haven't put in one of the fun things you can do is when you beat like boss monsters or complete tombs, you get something called basically a big mana bead. You can use it to, as a Mega said, basically turn off monster respawns. But it's hilarious. Let me see here. I don't want any of these. Throwable damage, fishing, doctor, eat. Sure, let's go culinariist. Why not? But when you don't have that, there are some areas where monsters are just literally like 20 feet away from you. You can see them wandering around. And there's some areas I have where they're just wandering around next to me because I took out the wall and they don't fucking realize I'm sitting there, and it's always just a little bit hilarious. Let me see here. What is my collection looking like here? Namazu. Actually, I think it looks like I've found most items. This is probably mana shards and mana chunks. So
Yeah, that would make sense.
that means it looks like I got like what, 2 more food items?
And mana chunks are pretty simple. You just put mana beads in the smelter.
Mm-hmm. Looks like I got 2 more foods. But I got plenty of lumber. I'm getting more steel. I should go pick up. Run to the house. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna keep breaking down shit. That's what I'm gonna keep doing. Cause steel is good.
Yep.
Oh.
Sip of my real life water.
Hydrate. Just clear out all this junk.
Yep. But yeah, the you mentioned earlier, but I wanted to follow up on that, and I forgot until just now because I saw you picking up scrap metal. But yeah, the smelter and the sawmill are really good that they are tied to your key exploration loops and kind of tutorialized, because that was something I did complain about a little earlier, was like, oh, it doesn't seem like there's a way to refine resources, which is sad. No, it's actually a very key system. That is the only way, like I said, that I think you can guarantee making like lumber and titanium. But also you can use it to level up your lower level shit as well.
Yeah.
You can, turn iron into steel. You can turn scrap metal into iron. You can turn scrap wood into wood and wood into lumber and stuff like that. So it is nice to set those up and just, have them chill.
Mm-hmm. Like there is like a day-night cycle. Like I said, I'm on like day 24. I never sleep. There is a mechanic.
Yeah, sleeping odd. So when you sleep, you're probably just gonna bring it up. But the sleep mechanic is you get to pass time, and you get a max health bonus for X number of in-game hours. But you also have like a limit on your sleeping.
Yeah.
So it basically started like a real life sleep problem of like, all right, I go to bed earlier. That means I wake up earlier, but I can't go to bed right away, so I got to go to bed later and cycle through.
Not tired enough to sleep. It's like, whatever happened just laying on the ground and just thinking about your life.
Yeah. Now, luckily, if you build a bed in your home, you can just lay in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it like slightly speeds up time, I think. But yeah, your sleeping roll mechanics are weird. If you can sleep, obviously that is helpful for fast forwarding through fucking lumber mill or smelter cycles, because that runs off the in-game clock as well. But it's yeah, it's weird. I guess it's part of the aspirants, roll out your sleeping bag and stuff, but it is odd. I don't know if it's important. I don't know if like there's a time limit of days or something that I don't know about. Like it seems alright. Like I said, I think it's comfy. And obviously, like I said, there's plenty of weird shit. There's some deeper plot stuff going on, but generally, it's very approachable.
Mm-hmm.
think it's on like everything. The reason why we both picked it up was it is free on PS Plus. Extra, I believe, is the tier. It's not a monthly game. It's a well, you know what I mean, chat. It's an extra catalog game. I'm trying to remember. I don't know who it was. I think it was a Remy Down Under video, but I'd watched a video somebody did on this, and was like, oh yeah, this seems really interesting. I cannot easily re-find that video. So I'm not sure when, and it was a few years old, but yeah, I was already kind of cottoned on to, oh, this looks neat, and then it came free, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Fire it up.
This is a weird complaint I have about the game. I know it's a very minor thing. I really wish the overhead map would update with the destruction I had done.
Yeah, that is something that is a little odd. I understand that's probably hard to do in like real-time updates, but it does sometimes make me get confused when I'm looking at the geography. It's like, oh, why does it show me all this stuff? Oh, right, I tore it down.
Yeah.
Plus, it would be cool to see the.
Well, yeah, I would love to see just like just everything flattened and gone. I'd be like, yes. Let's see here. Keep taking this. Have you done any of the you probably have the shelter defense mission things?
No, not really. I got too far away from that first one. I mostly just pick up the overrides. I have actually, funnily enough, built turrets in certain areas in other places, but I would probably pop back and check out that original one. There's some side quests I just never got around to because I was busy doing other things and just walked so far away from them,
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like, okay, what the fuck? Where am I going? Where am I going?
What am I doing?
Like, I think there was a treasure map in the Cage suburb that I just never got around to actually figuring out where the fuck it was.
Oh yeah, it was actually pretty simple. It's just like, well, it would be around the house, but actually, if you look on the I don't know if you can see it that well, but if you see on the mini map, there's just 2 shovel marks where the treasures are. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. So you just gotta run back there.
Actually, I think I got like a bunch of quests just hanging out here. Oh no, not that really. I got shelter defense, endless trance, myth tablets. Let me turn off shelter defense.
Yeah, that is one thing I will say is also another like a little weird sometimes, right? In terms of like the UI is sometimes I feel like the quest markers like stack or don't stack on the side weirdly. Like they just sometimes display weird or out of sync.
Yeah.
It's not like a huge deal because it's all just in your pause menu. And I'm pretty sure the game does actually pause. Like when you hit start button or tap your profile, you do actually like pause it up. So that can be good for thinking and stuff, but yeah.
Return the land to nature.
Yeah, maybe that'll solve whatever the fuck is going on here. Does it involve things man was not meant to know? Maybe.
I don't know. Something was not known. I've like seen like the game's not like really putting you through like story cutscenes or anything, but every once in a while like you'll just come across something called a myth tablet and you'll just get a bit of exposition and you're just like,
Yeah. The primary sources of expository stuff are radios, audio logs, and the myth tablets. I don't think obelisks are exposition. That's like just a thing you can do that I still haven't figured out because I need a certain item that I don't have.
All right, let's head back to me house. I'm gonna go check on the progress. I really need a mana shard so I can make the home portal device. That'd be rad.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like you have to go through this whole rigmarole to get into this area, and then you find, oh, behold, there's this thing. I might be real, I don't trust that thing.
It is just your humble escape pod.
Uh-huh. Why am I using an escape pod and not just a fucking boat?
Well, I am actually pretty sure that is one of the tapes or the radio broadcasts is they've, like, scuttled every boat.
You animals.
I for sure have not seen a boat that is not scuttled.
Where is my build a boat schematic? If I can build a fucking rifle, I can build a fucking boat.
I mean, yes, actually. Like, if you can build a house, you can build a canoe. Or hell, you can build a fucking log raft. It's not hard.
Oh, I'm up to 81 still. Hell yeah, let's get this titanium trip on the road. Gonna have to tear down some trees for plant matter, though.
Yep.
Alright, I'm just gonna take a break here. Blech. That is not taking a break. Fuck it out. You know what? Fuck it. I'll use my fucking. I don't. Day or night really doesn't fucking matter to me. So I'm just gonna. I'm actually curious if actually sleeping actually accelerates your time here.
I'm pretty sure it does. Because the game time does skip. I think I've done that before.
Refreshing.
But yeah, there are some odd things that are like,
Oh yeah, you're right. Look at all that
emphasizing certain play styles that you don't really need to do all the time. Like there is a flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
I do not find it that useful.
I mean, I had it because it was my first trinket, but it just, after I started getting more trinkets, I'm just all like, no, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah. I think the one trinket I've had equipped that has permanently stayed equipped is the blood bag, just for the extra HP. But I could probably swap
So did I make it to the fucking... I did. Okay.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, this area kind of pain in the ass.
Oh, actually, I don't even know why I'm excited about the soldier. I'm probably gonna have to... Oh, wait, I don't even have the fucking safari outfit yet, because I need cactus.
You must go to the desert.
Well, whatever. I will become a Confederate soldier, I guess.
Put on your cowboy hat.
Mm-hmm.
Equip your ice block.
Yep. Alrighty.
Honestly, the juggle area is not that hot. Okay, that one got me. Ugh.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I had to go under the desk for a while. It was dusty. I didn't have anything other than power cables down there, so it wasn't a high priority. Ugh. It is funny. I did try to pull up Dysmantle and double check, like, if we got any, like, extra info. And, like, top video recommendation Google has is Dysmantle, the best survival game you probably haven't heard of.
And it's like, yeah, fair. I guess. Alright.
Hunting, fishing, farming.
Okay, so first things first.
Hold on, what? Huh? Sorry, I'm looking at the main page for this. It says, hunting. Hunt wild animals or tame and capture them for your post-apocalyptic zoo. I mean, I know you can pet them and stuff.
It might have to do with animal treats.
I guess.
Okay, so there are 322 fucking enemies here, and I have killed one.
Well, you probably only killed one since you said it so that they don't respawn.
Yeah.
My usual strategy, just because it is kind of annoying and resource intense to keep killing guys over and over again, is that I almost always just make a beeline for the Link Tower if possible.
Normally I'm okay with the Link Tower things, but I have to be careful because, like, the fur economy sucks, so that's why, like, I think I've, like, done it most. I think the only one I haven't done is this one right here, because I just go around here, run in circle, and kill wolves.
Yep.
Because deer, the only thing that drops fur are, you know, animals and deer. I mean animals and wolves, and if you kill a fucking deer, it does not come back. So that is a limited resource that I am not about, so...
Yeah. I have a sneaking suspicion that they may have been saying something when they printed this presser. They're talking about never starve. You will not be fighting to maintain the status quo. This is not a game about starving. You will be constantly looking for a tasty cockroach to fill your over-metabolic stomach while waiting for the unavoidable bliss of death. You will never die of hunger. You will get more powerful and unlock permanent upgrades. The world is a dangerous place, and you may take a few steps back once in a while, but eventually you will thrive. And then in blocked-out black text it says, and you will enjoy it. And I'm like, yeah, true. True facts. Oh, wow, yeah, no. The bittersweet post-apocalypse. Who said the apocalypse needs to be so grim? Yeah, so these vibes are definitely intentional.
That's good.
Like, this seems to be their marketing play here. Is they are advertising this sort of comfy vibes.
Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm into it. I do think that the post-apocalyptic genre has gone a bit too much in its own head about well, for lack of a better term, in the grim dark future, things are grim,
yeah,
dark.
The grim darkness, the death spiral, shit like that.
Yeah. Like, most, like, post-apocalyptic survivor games are just about that fucking intense struggle to survive. And this one's just all like, yeah, you still gotta survive and do stuff, but you'll be alright. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Their big thing is, don't worry about it. You'll get there when you get there. Fuck these things. Fuck all of these things. Grenades. Every time I reach a new town, I'm like, I want to destroy everything. I will not. I will try to move us forward. Lower that. Shortcuts, baby. Where's my C4? That's what I need. Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Okay.
What?
I really do maybe need to get the DLC. Sorry, I was just looking at some stuff, and I was looking at, like, tools, and they're like... it seems like there are a lot more piercing weapons, a lot more guns added by the DLC. Like,
okay.
Underworld has a sawed-off shotgun and a crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, Doomsday, has, like, a shotgun. But Underworld apparently includes campfire triangulation, which allows fast travel between campfires.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, shit.
Oh, here's a radio. Yeah,
So
listen.
I should look up how much these cost. Which stuff we got for it? They're pretty neato.
And those closest to you, have no fear. This is an automated recording sent from K23, the Crown Station.
This is an automatic recording sent from K23, the Crown Station.
There you go, chat. Now you've experienced.
$89 degrees wherever this is. Fahrenheit, by the way.
Spicy.
Oh, I should just run for the fucking fuel cell. I just really like breaking things.
I mean, I will tell you, you will probably not be actually, I don't know. You might have high enough stuff to just break down some of the walls, but there's some twisty turnies and there's some monsters in the way to the fuel cell. So,
Bonk. Bitch! Don't touch me. I still think that's just my favorite thing of just getting that power just so when they just bonk.
Yeah.
Especially when you get the food that gives you just a plus 50% fucking power attack. Just, thank you.
Yeah, power attack is good.
Alrighty. Oh, nope, that is not ready. Hello. I do need more mana beads, though. I do remember that, so I think I will just at least try and fill out some of this map.
Yeah. That's what you do for turning off the respawns. You get to killing.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
I thought for a second there wasn't a bridge there, and you just walked into the water. That is another thing that like encourages kind of like the full dismantling style of Dysmantle is like you got an overhead camera, so if you go in the woods, you can't see shit. I often have to knock down trees and stuff.
Ooh, a dumpster.
Get some good vision.
Dumpsters usually have rubber.
Yep.
You say it's blocked. There's no blockage here.
Yeah, at a certain point, that stops being an actual obstacle. That is a way early in the game for the game to like cut you off of certain doors. They have like shit pushed up behind them. But once you get like the pipe wrench, and then I don't think I've met a door that. There are still walls that will resist the fucking sledgehammer, but doors, I don't think they exist. You just fucking smash them. Though the funny part is because both the pipe wrench and the sledgehammer, when you upgrade them, have the dismantle like damage multiple targets.
Mm-hmm.
There are sometimes when I knock out the walls on either side of the door before the door finishes.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's a door all its own. There's the It's Saturday Night tweet. I'll retweet that as I always do. Oh, that does remind me. I think the new Futurama is on Hulu.
Yeah, I do believe so as well. It's
Check that
Saturday
out
night.
sometime.
I have no date. A 2-liter bottle of Shasta and my All Rush mixtape. Let's rock.
And then it plays the bit from Tom Sawyer.
In a 5-year Space Invaders, I on
Good stiff thumbs up.
Okay.
So I was just looking at the audio, realized I hadn't looked at that in a while. We're doing fine. It's not even lagging. We're good.
Nice.
Sometimes it gets a little slow, but it is not slow.
It
There's some
is-
dead air, obviously, but that'll the audio version will edit that out. And in the video version, the air's probably a lot less dead because you're constantly hearing the thump, 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 smash.
It's like construction ASMR.
But deconstruction. Oh.
All right, ignore it. Just ignore it. Slap.
Obliterate that washing machine.
Keep going. Leisure Resort. Okie dokie.
Yeah, the island's weird. They have like a jungle resort. You know, like I said, there's the fucking... They've got a prison in the snow area. And other weird shit in the snow.
Oh, wait, that just... Yeah, that does just work. Okay, cool. Just throw proxy mines on it. Problem solved.
Yeah, they're in proximity.
We got a bridge down. Let's keep going. Woo!
It's funny how I did mention, obviously, like with the campfires and stuff, and also with like shortcuts like those bridges and things. Like, I feel like this does have some of the like design ethos that people have learned from a Dark Souls, but in like a completely different way, right? Like we just, you know, you've got the, well, campfires are shorthand for that's a spot that rests, but under normal circumstances, you know, if you don't get the Link Tower thing first, it refreshes all your enemies. But also refreshes all your you know, reusable health items. And you know, there's the fucking ladder shortcuts. There's a Tumbus.
Honk.
But at the same time, this game is nothing like a Dark Souls because, like I said, it's way more relaxed.
Let's do another one of these.
Also, you do level up and improve your stats, but it's mostly very minor updates to your stat. Like,
Whoa.
you know, there's one perk where you can get blah 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 a little bit of extra max HP. Don't know why I blanked on this for so long. It's probably because of all the fire.
It's a lot of fire. Okay. I think this way.
Yeah, I think this is one that I found, but I did not do yet because
Oh, I'm gonna burn to death.
Ow. Who has died?
Actually, no, I think it's the center one. No? Can't be the center one.
Oh, that tickle alone.
No? Interesting.
Bah!
Maybe it is this way. Maybe I'm just going the wrong direction for it. Go here. Then there. Then there. Oh, I see. Ah. I see your trickery here. Ah!
Done. Woo!
I don't have the space to grab the fucking bead. Okay.
Oh, well, you can't always come back.
I should pick it up before. Okay, how? Oh, I have to actually drop something here. Fabric. There we go. When was the last time I
Also,
actually
just
plundered
reminded
a-
me that said that was a blue eye orb. I thought they were just big mana beads. Okay, so those are needed to power on obelisks, but I guess you have to have them in your pocket. That is another thing that like I don't think is bad, but is weird. Is that sometimes you need to have the items in your inventory, which one is an upgrade you have to build to be able to take things out of your camp storage, but also it like refunds the EXP.
Yep.
You can reduce it with some upgrades, but it does kind of like take a cost still. So it's a little odd, but it's just kind of one of those things of like, oh yeah, right, I should go unpack this and get this back, I guess. I'll keep that in mind.
I shouldn't be too far from campfire because I think I saw one on the map. I just gotta get through all these.
Yep. Nope, that's this area. That's this gimmick.
Popping pills.
Pills here.
Level 40.
Bang.
There it is. All right. Drop all this off.
Tucking all your shit. Do a little leveling.
Let's see what perks I got. Ooh, turret specialist too. Perf. I was hoping another one of those would show up. I haven't been able to do any of the defense things. I wonder if it says turret reload. Maybe I can reload the turrets. I don't know.
I think that's like how long it takes to reload, because they'll fire for a period and then stop and then they start again.
Ah, okay.
I think anyway. It's been a while since I used one, but like I said, I have used them before for just actually getting in there.
I have to. Bet there's a fishing spot down here. Yep. Come back for that later.
Fishing, important, and also fun. Well, maybe fun's not the right word, but, you know, it's relaxing.
Well, this is a thing. At the wishing well? 1B, 3 potato.
Well, you never just been chilling by the wishing well?
Bang. There we go. God, there are a lot of these.
Oh, I get that joke. Tweet that. What, the spiky boys? Yeah.
The spiky and the turret boys.
It's...
You gotta
I
be
mean, it
careful.
makes sense because it's... The what? Turdy boys?
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, it's a...
Swift. Oh, it's a myth tablet.
Yeah.
Cool, chat can see this shit.
For 1,000 years, the tribe flourished. We built great cities, and we praised the one-armed king. But we should not have done this.
We should have not praised the one-armed king? Was he a bad dude?
But yeah, certain areas do have kind of like certain gimmicks. Like, they can show up a couple different places, but I think X-Dogs and wolves are much more common in the snow, right? Yep. And I think these spiky boys and speedy boys only appear in the jungle maps. Which is nice, because they're not, like, too dangerous, though. You may have been meant to bring up that you do get bumper cars off the spiky boys.
Yeah.
You can get pushed into the water. It has happened to me.
So I try not to get too close to them.
Yeah, they're not, like I said, it's not hard, it's just annoying. And, like, the gun is good for some of this stuff, but, man, you don't carry a lot of bullets, okay?
Ah, shit. Like that. Yeah. Start throwing fucking mines on these motherfuckers. Oh, then the turret just goes wild! Okay. Oh, there's a bridge up north that I can unlock. God, there's not just 4 of you guys here. Why?
Suffering.
What do you want? Get out of here. Really? I missed. Bonk. Don't touch me. Here we go. God, getting to the prison was way easier than this. Bridge, bridge. Oh, hey, there's a... Oh, I ran right past this dude. Locked 240 seconds ago. Alright, slowly but surely getting there. Ugh. Shrooms. There's gonna be some sort of boss battle at the end of this, and it's gonna be annoying.
Well, okay. Choked on air. Not sure what happened there.
Jesus.
The fucking desk dimension got me a lot harder than I thought. Okay. Sorry. What I was going to try and say there was that because you have a very high-level wrench, you should be able to bypass some of the shenanigans of this area. Because there's some, double backs and blocked doors that I'm sure you'll just be like, walls, die. And first you have to get spit on with acid.
Let me see here. Ah, I'm not too far from a campfire. I can see one on the map here. All right.
Yep, I believe there should be one right at the introduction.
So I will pop that.
Also, I think a bridge, you can set up a shortcut somewhere else back here.
I set one up here so I can be like, boop, boop.
Yeah.
Get me close to Fort Darrow. There we go. Give me this rubber. There we go. Red. Buzzle? What's Buzzle? Did I pass a Buzzle? Oh, this is Buzzle. The towns are like 3 buildings or something.
Yeah, I think it's just part of like compacting the map, but yeah. There's a lot of little townships that have weird names.
Weird.
Oh yeah, actually that does remind me. This is just a fun little fact. Sorry, I'm
What
skimming so much for anything else to bring up. Oh, what's up? What happened to you?
I'm not sure. I think I set off my own proximity mine.
Yeah, that can happen. You gotta watch out for that. Hold on, let me scrub the footage. Twin bezel. So let me. He's looking at the sign. This is for boys.
It's fucking weird, though, because I threw the proximity mines on the spike thing and it didn't go off.
Yeah, that is. I'm looking at it right now. They don't go off right away. They don't detonate. Going for a big swing. Yes, wow. I think that might be a glitch. Yeah, when you pop the thing on top, the proxy circle activated, and you were caught in the area. Huh. Weird. Never seen that one. But yes, there is. This is an interesting little story that's a follow-up to some stuff we've talked about before. But in a recent interview, Vice President of Platinum Games, well-known weird boy, Hideki Kamiya, said some stuff. Specifically, he basically said that he actually is okay with the term JRPG, and he thinks that people should use it more. Even be proud that we're. Basically, his version was he even said an example talking about wants to think of the platinum type games as like J action. Kind of talking about the difference between like two popular games in that their style of like the OG God of War and Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm.
And old school Kratos is a pretty Western protagonist. He is a weird, bald muscle man who is only about killing stuff and banging chicks, kinda. He's also very sad, but that's not what they advertise about. The advertising is all about killing dudes and banging chicks. Whereas, Bayonetta is also herself kind of a sex symbol, but in a very different way, and even talks about, like, according to Kamiya anyway, the design is kind of like when you look at Bayonetta, you don't intrinsically think that she can, beat up giant demons and angels. Even though Bayonetta is, like, canonically, like, 6 foot fucking tall. Bayonetta is a big lady.
Oh, it's pink. It's another robot? Okay.
Spoilers, all the fuel cells might be robots. They do some different things.
Get up. Get up. It's gonna take way too long. Get up.
So those little pink things are ammo pickups?
Actually, yeah, I didn't have the gun last time. Let me see how this works here. Oh, yeah, get fucked.
And yes, that's right, Chad. There's weird shmup bosses.
Did I die? I died because I got caught on a shrubbery.
Yeah.
You little shits.
Collision, y'all.
But yeah, you're right. I just literally just went bonk. Wall.
Yeah, you shortcut a lot of bullshit. There's like 3 or 4 stalkers when you go around, loop around the long way.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, no. Normally you're supposed to have to loop all the way around. You just took a shortcut and we're like, nope. So yes, you might be a wee bit over-leveled for this bit normally, but it's fine. And does also kind of, like, that is one thing I will say, like, you can get better damage reduction and better max HP. You're never, like, fucking invincible. Like, you're not usually super pressed for damage either, but, like, if you just don't fight back, you will get your ass kicked, you know?
Bitch. Give me that. Alright. Well, that's that.
Yep, got him.
Guess I'm just.
But yeah,
letting leave.
Hideki Kamiya, says that he thinks that JRPG means that there is like a unique Japanese sensibility when it comes to games that people can kind of pick out, and I think that is kind of true.
I think that is true, but I also don't disagree with what Yoshi P was saying and how JRPG used to be used as an almost derogatory term.
Yeah, no, and this IGN article I'm double checking. Kamiya's comments from said the same thing, right? Like he opened the conversation a few months ago and when that conversation started, it really ratcheted it back because a lot of people dug up a lot of old G4 bits, which were arguably kind of racist.
Yeah.
But most of us gamers, back then didn't notice because we were like, 10.
But yeah, no, like I personally enjoy the identity of the J whatever. It's like, hell, I'll say I'm more biased towards like J style kind of games, just in general.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I do think it's good to have some sort of not brand identity, cultural identity in the way you present your media and mediums. Wait, where am I going?
And like if Kami wants to be saying that like, no, I don't think there's any negative connotations, we can take that back. That's fine, right? Like that is good to that is a thing that happens is you can, reclaim words and repurpose them. And if he wants to open the door for that, it's true. I mean, I guess we'll see when award season shakes out how Final Fantasy 16, a game that Lucky still has not completed. But we'll see how that weighs out. Also, it took me a while too. I shouldn't really throw stones. The game has some interesting block ups with side quests.
Honestly, if it wasn't for Dysmantle, I probably would have beaten it by now.
Fair enough. Dysmantle, like I said, it's the ultimate one more thing game. But like we'll see when award season rolls out. I'm very hopeful that 16 will get its druthers. Like it definitely feels like sales wise it's going very long. There's a lot of open-ended stuff happening, that they keep in there. Yoshi P said before they have an 18-month plan to get people invested in the game, which is honestly a pretty long tail considering, like especially considering, it's already doing pretty well and there's some other stuff to get out there. But, we'll have to see how it, shakes up, I guess. Mm-hmm. But first of all, if it doesn't get best OST, whatever game does have best OST must have the best OST this millennium, or doesn't deserve it. But yeah, like I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess if you talk about best RPG contenders, that category is going to have Starfield in it.
Probably.
So it will be the ultimate East versus West, and I guess the ultimate Xbox versus PlayStation.
I don't know. Have you seen the shit about Baldur's Gate 3?
I mean, that's also true. Yeah, that's in the thumbnail as well. Baldur's Gate should be a solid contender, and honestly, in terms of raw RPG ability, I think it might... I haven't played it. I haven't looked at it super great. I may eventually get around to it.
I bought it today because I was just like, I'm looking at them all like, I'm not a fan of, D&D, but this looks fun. And Larian Studios did really good with Original Sin 2. I'm just like, ah!
I mean, yeah, get it to the studio. Like, even if it uses D&D as like a framework, they're going to computer it up, But,
really good so far.
Yeah, no. A lot of people I noticed are being, I was going to comment on this earlier, but we were talking about some other stuff. But I noticed a lot of people are being, gated by the size. It's a big game.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's definitely some funny stuff going on. But yeah, like that also seems to be in terms of like raw RPG ability, very open-ended. There's a lot of, dialogue stuff they got going on, a lot of character customization. There's like straight up both that studio and other studios are saying like, hey, this was like a huge, complex labor of love. Don't expect every single game to be this complex in the future. Like I said, even apparently like Larian Studios is saying, our next game is probably not going to be as big as Baldur's Gate 3. Just heads up.
Oh, man. Omega, I need to show you the fucking user agreement for Baldur's Gate 3. It is some of the funniest shit I have ever fucking seen. They
Yeah, I
do
think
the.
I've seen some people have clipped some stuff out.
I think my favorite thing here is they're talking about fan works and interpretation, where it says like, yes, you can do fan works, but if you make fan works, they are your own, and you cannot be, considered, official representative of this learning. That being said, we fucking love that shit, and we're just saying people who show off their shit to them might get free shit. Just saying. It's not those exact words, but that was the gist of it. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
These guys are pretty based. But yeah, no, like, just from what I've seen, just from, like, initial reviews, people in our Discord and stuff, I was like, I wasn't planning on buying Baldur's Gate 3, like, this soon. I was planning on buying it just because it's...
Baldur's 3 Gate.
Baldur's 3 Gate. God damn it. Like, I wasn't planning on buying it this soon, but just seeing people in it and just, like, I'm just like, oh, God, no, this is what I like. This is what I want to do. Fuck. It'll probably keep me busy to at least until Sea of Star comes out.
Yep, and it is coming. Oh shoot! Well, I didn't have the space for it. I remember now that I was thinking of putting that logo in the thumbnail. We'll save it for when the game comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember all the things. But yeah, no, yeah,
Hacked.
it's looking pretty solid. I will also probably take a look at it later. To see with all this stuff. I don't want to go crazy on the spending.
I went a little crazy on the spending.
I mean, I did treat myself last night. I did actually buy We Love Katamari plus Reroll plus Royal Reverie. Because I like Katamari games, and I like skipped buying it all of last month. That's why it is in the thumbnail. I'm just having fun. It's Katamari. It is interesting to see because prior to the Reroll games, the last one that they came out with was Forever, which also included some like tribute levels and stuff that some of the most annoying Katamari levels are indeed from We Love. Like the one where you got to light the campfire, you got to keep the thing lit. That one's kind of annoying. I thought the Firefly light guy was annoying, but no, that wasn't actually that much problematic.
Actually, I need to head towards this. This is where I need to go. All right, re-roll out. Let's see if we can find some cacti or something. Oh, wait, there it is right there.
Over the desert, yeah.
I need to make the safari suit.
The Fasari outfit.
I am horrible today, okay?
Yeah, it's okay. Did you catch the part where I choked on air earlier? I just did a too deep of a quick inhale, and I lost it for a minute. But yeah, video games, they're good.
They are good.
Armored Core coming out later. Got my pre-order locked in.
Same.
Though we're having the opposite of the Final Fantasy 16 problem. Currently, Amazon says my copy of Armored Core 6 will arrive about a week after it comes out. Which, honestly, that's okay. Like, I'm sure there'll be a huge hype cluster, and I'll want to be in the game and discussing it. But also, like, God, there's a lot of video games. Next month is fairly huge.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, as well. Like, I did try to make sure to get a computer with specs that will run Starfield. I don't know if I'm going to pick up Starfield day one, though, because, Fate Samurai Remnant coming out.
Yep.
Actually, that soon. That's a little wild. And also, Phantom Liberty, baby.
Yep.
Still, that's going to be... That's literally going to get me to put, like, another 100 hours back on Cyberpunk. It's going to be in my top PlayStation games fucking again. Though probably not number one, because I did put a... I mean, Final Fantasy 14 has to be up there because I've already clocked like 300 fucking hours in that game. But, there's a lot of other stuff as well. Like, Dysmantle, obviously, is getting up there in just raw hours. Wandering around, doing stuff.
There's just a vulture. If I, throw down treats, will it come down? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It might. I never figured it out. They just kind of hang up in the air. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really sure what you would get out of doing anything funny with a vulture. Maybe that's part of the post-apocalyptic Zeus, the Zoob.
Grenade! Oh, that was too many grenades.
Yeah, did a little double tap. It's okay. You'll get them back.
Shit! First time I met one of these fuckers, it killed me. God, I am totally... Oh, Lost Convoy. This is a thing.
Yeah.
Mysterious black vans.
I think there was a... It may have been back in the town. There's a side quest to actually, like, explore this.
Oh, okay.
Figure some stuff out later.
I'm trying to get to the fucking... Trying to get to the Link Tower here.
Yeah. That Link Tower is fun. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. Like, it actually is a thing. And also, there's a fuck ton of cactuses.
Gotta get my safari suit on, because it's gonna get hot. It's 102, baby!
Also, you may need that later to brew to make a food,
Oh.
which I believe will give you it like +5 permanent heat resistance or whatever.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? It's hot!
Sweet.
Let's see. Let's see now.
It's hot in this big old red desert.
Oh, it's a diamond mine. Campfire, let's go.
Did you get enough cactus to make your safari outfit?
I don't know. I'm gonna say probably not. That's a cowboy hat, you fool. Nope, I need 9 more. I got plenty of everything else, though.
He's a cowboy.
All right. Let's retreat. Wait, no. Yeah, nope, retreat. I don't even know what happens when the bar fills up, and I don't want to.
You just take damage over time. It's fine.
That's not fine.
Well, okay, it's not the finest, but you know it could be worse. You're not gonna keel over instantly.
I do like how it will like decrease slowly too.
Yeah, when you leave the hot zone or when you equip something to increase your temperature tolerance, it slowly, winds down. It is also interesting how, like, I think if you're cold, going near a campfire actually, like, warms you up.
Yes.
But it does not help if you're in the hot zone. Although I do think going inside in the shade does, because the game doesn't show roofs, but I believe that it is implied that there are some roof areas.
I think that's 6. Oh, look, there's like a lot of cacti just around here. It's like they're like planning it or something.
Alright, I'm just gonna have to click on this one. I know I'm being debated, but there's just this one fucking article title I have to click. It's called, What is Saturn?
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's the 6th planet, okay. Why is it orange? Sulfur and ammonia ice. Rings.
Why is Saturn? How is Saturn?
Well, I guess it's from ScienceAlert.com, and it's called an explainer, so I guess it is just an article in case, you're dumb and don't know what Saturn is. Saturn is neato.
All right, let's safari it up, baby. All right. Okay, here we are. Link Tower.
Big Towerin'.
Wow. This is big desert. Look at this.
Yeah.
And then let's put on the scanner radar. And the deadly transmission. I don't think there's anything here that I need to fucking have respawned. I hope not anyway.
Yeah, no, I don't really know. I don't think you want these guys fucking around.
Oh, we got lads up in this joint.
I mean, what's a diamond mine? And I strongly suspect that they were working until the apocalypse.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay. So now that I got this, though, now I can at least see fucking everything. Even if it's... What the fuck is that? Oh, hey, and there's another fucking shelter. But what the fuck is that? What are those?
That weird sinkhole? I don't know. Maybe you have to go there. That is something I feel like I'm missing from the game that I would love. There's the rope and stuff to obviously go like in tombs, but I don't think there's any way to like climb sheer surfaces up or down. And that definitely like makes for some awkward pathfinding in later areas of the game.
Is that a oh?
Oh yeah, is there a weird pyramid on the map? Hmm.
It's literally not even a fucking mile out of town. What the fuck?
I mean,
Okay.
Dax, it's an island.
And
Also, the water is not that much of the map. Like, I think Canaveral is designed that way because it is supposed to be like a weird endpoint, but like it goes a pretty decent chunk of these map squares.
yeah, islands aren't square, Axe. They go in and out.
The map is rectangular.
It's like water is like 1/4 of the map.
I mean, like, I know obviously video games do not always have this, you know, quality, but that is actually realistic. Like, if you open up your atlas, like, if you want to look at a map of an island or something, you will usually zoom it out to fit the rectangular shape of your map or atlas, you know? So, like, yeah, it's just how it is.
All right, well, I'm in the zone. So I guess I just gotta wander. You said there was a
In the
quest
zone,
back in
not
the
a
thing,
zone.
so I might just run back to Pimaville and just start tearing shit up there until I find stuff.
Yeah, there should be a note somewhere about that convoy.
Let's get that started. I could probably make my way back here at some point. All right. Wait, get out of here. Well, I probably rested before I turned on the damn tower. Oh, yeah, because I didn't know if, like, something weird was going to fucking happen at the tower or not. Dash!
Run through the desert.
Probably a horrible idea, but...
I mean, you know, you got your cowboy hat, your safari outfit, and your ice block. You're fine.
Honestly, I could probably go without the ice block now. Maybe. Also good to fill in parts. I do like how, like, it does show you things, but things don't, like, percolate until you actually visit them.
Yeah, you have a little bit of fog of war.
Yeah, so, like, I can, like, look around here and be like, oh, there's there's a camp there. Because, like, oh, wait, no, that's a tire. There's a camp here! And so, you know, I know where to head for that, but, you know, I actually have to go to areas before. And so, yeah, let's just, you know, run through the fucking desert. Hey, it's that dog. Oh, that reminds me, Omega. For all your yelling needs...
We have fun here. You should look at the soundboard. It's been a little bit.
I cleaned it
we
up
got
a
some
little
fun
bit.
stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah. So we've got...
Such devastation! How very glib.
You know, the back and forth. We have the classic.
Oh no.
Good luck.
I think those two are the ones that
A test of your reflexes.
Yeah. Knuckles, Oh No, and Good Luck are probably our most used, yes. We do also have...
Sloppy.
Oh, hey. It's a note.
And, you know, and then Yamato. It's good. We're working on stuff. The soundboard, it's funny. There it is. There's your note about the convoy.
Con voyage.
But also, to answer X's earlier question, yes, if you have PlayStation Plus Extra, this game was added to the catalog this month. It's also not too expensive on Steam, I don't think. It might be on sale right now. I don't know.
What's this? Oh, is it going to take me to the diamond mine? Neat. Oi. Stop that. Oh, wait, I went this way. This way. Bonk. Bonk. Take drugs. Actually, when you're actually in hot climates, you actually don't want to be exposing your skin, because that's how you get fucking burned.
Yeah. If you're constantly in the sun beating down, you want a big hat and then probably, like, long but loose clothing.
Fucking.
Well, this month in a day or two, I think
Fuck!
Hades is going to be free on just the Essentials tier.
I'm a little mad that it did the teleport and then it just did the fucking salty run back. And I was like, son of a bitch! I do think the one problem I have with this game is you cannot heal on the fucking fly. You always have to stop.
Yeah. Healing is very deliberate.
And so when you got guys who are just like, I'm just gonna, you know, jump at you, it's a little rough. I wanted to shoot them, but sometimes they see me before I see them.
No, maybe Hades is the extended games. Because it looks like the games that are free for August are PGA Tour, if you want to golf, Death's Door, and Dreams. But Hades, they did advertise will be added later, so that's probably the bigger drop for extra.
Well, they're always adding games.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to PlayStation for, you know, slowly getting that back catalog in there.
Well, it's making, you know, everything plenty worthwhile.
I mean, I think I'm getting my
Hell, I'm already been seeing articles that are like, there's too many PS Plus free games.
That's a lie.
Which, I mean, yes, in a practical sense, yeah, there are probably more games than any one person is ever going to actually, like, get their full value out of. But that's okay because, you know, all you need to do is play, like, 2 of them.
Yeah, it's called choice.
Yeah. I mean, and, like, this is the thing with, like, this was a question about Xbox's Game Pass, right? Of, like, does Game Pass, like, are there too many Game Pass games? Does that dilute the value of Game Pass if you know, have too much choice? You know, is that actually encouraging people to go to games? I don't know. PS Plus's catalog is smaller, but it is usually a little focused. I think the main thing that's weird is how it's broken up into the 3 different tiers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what they decide the cutoff is for premium is weird because sometimes that does include, you know, technically PS4 games, but PS4 re-releases of PS3 games, you know? So it is oddball. Although speaking of games being re-released, that does remind me also that I've been Konami is apparently saying they're very impressed with where Metal Gear is going, and they've been talking on their investor calls about Metal Gear, and they say that's going well, that people are staying interested in it. I think they said at their shareholder, like, you know, conference or whatever, their meeting, like, straight up that, like, yeah, we're the Master Collection is indeed designed to generate interest and hype in this franchise before we start releasing new games like Delta.
I mean, that seemed obvious.
Yeah. But, you know, to be fair, at least, I think Konami does probably have to say that out loud because they have had a weird approach to video games prior to this. You know, like they kind of like got away from video games for a long time, and now they're like relaunching their studio and wrapping back around and stuff. It is also very interesting to they also were actually like straight up asked questions about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel at that shareholder meeting, which hopefully, I mean, literally like a week after that call came out, they added 2 new what they call secret packs, which are the unlockable booster packs, but are recurable, to put cards that were previously basically you had to get very, very lucky with what they call the master pack, which is just the collect everything pack, or craft them, which was bad for your craft economy. So hopefully they keep doing that under pressure to keep people on the hook in the game. And also like see how ban lists go. Though it is very funny. I won't wax too long about it because I'll look for more coverage later. But currently it is Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds. It is the Worlds format, which is very unique because the ban list and the allowed cards is kind of like a hodgepodge of like all the different formats across the globe. I think we're probably like 6 or 7 hours from their counting down on their official website to something for the 25th year. But I believe in the top 8 of Worlds, there are no OCG players. So there's nobody in the Japan and Korea markets in the top 8. for worlds, which is actually very interesting. So hey, maybe that will actually put them on some ideas to like maybe change up how they handle some stuff.
Okay, it says follow the fucking tracks, but they just go. Oh wait, here's one. Okay, I guess I gotta.
Yeah, you got to find the entire track smudges and follow them. It's a little weird.
Oh, they're very light. Jesus.
Yeah, I think I did part of this at night and did actually need my flashlight, but
Okay, here's this one. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here's another one. I mean, I guess this is real-ass tracking. There's usually not, glowing signs of like, hey, look at it here. It's usually, you gotta find little imprints here and be like, yes, I see.
yeah.
So, fair, but at the same time... Alright, let's see here. Where is the next track? It's going this direction, so... Oh, here it is. There's another one. There's another one. I'm getting the hang of this.
Yep.
Oh.
Sorry, adjusting my posture slightly.
We're turning
Hunter, my
to the
shoulder's a
left
little
here,
back.
or right, excuse me.
Oh my god, no, don't stop saying these things. You're fueling them, internet.
Who,
I've
what?
been recommended like 4 stories about how, hey, Bloodborne was one of the most played games on PlayStation in July last year. It's still really good. I'm like, oh my god, stop! This is why every time somebody sniffs Bloodborne sequel or Bloodborne PS5, people fucking freak out. Bloodborne Steam release.
Oh, hey, a mana shard!
Oh, nice. Yep, that's one.
Oh god, what am I gonna spend it on? Choices. Where am I?
I believe it is recommended to do the home first.
Yes. Correct. Okie dokie, so I will do that. I'm not too far from Driftwood. Hey, Driftwood, maybe I'll tear it down.
It was made of a lot of wood.
But yes, let's make the home portal. Invent and craft? Okay, what do I need for it? Oh, I need a mana chunk. Well, I gotta run home anyway. That should be fine. I can just cut across the desert. By the way, you should never just cut across the fucking desert. I don't know why people are still on Blood. Well, I can understand Bloodborne's a good game and all, but like, God, I feel some people really cannot just move on from the thing that they like.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not, I guess, like, in overall terms, like, the most repped, like, side from Dark Souls. Because obviously, like, the actual 3 Dark Souls games have kind of, their own continuity, their own ups and downs. Generally, Dark Souls 2 is considered the bad one, but there's been a lot of effort over the years to kind of flip that and say that, like, to call out how Dark Souls 2 was kind of, the ultimate sequel type game in that it was designed to challenge players who used the same strats in the first one, kind of a thing, So there was.
Sorry. Is this too hard for you? Too easy for you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I really do hope that the alleged Netflix anime is just that.
Just Happy Souls. I would love.
I mean, it could be because I think I believe is it Elden Ring has an official manga that's all just like gags.
Ugh.
Like we can't say that FromSoft doesn't have a sense of humor.
No.
But yeah, like the reason why I think 2 is disliked is because it did a lot of things as a sequel to be different and not let you be complacent from 1, and then 3 kind of went back on some of that but kept some new stuff and is kind of its own way. I don't actually know, like, because gonna be honest with you, chat, don't care that much, but I don't know which of the trilogy of the Dark Soulses is like the overall winner, like what is considered the ultimate Dark Soulsening. I'm gonna guess it's probably 3 because 3 has a lot of callbacks, but also in that sense, it's hard to appreciate all of 3 without having played 1 or 2. Demon Souls is in a really interesting place where that was their real first crack at this, and it's a giant pain in the ass and full of a lot of weird shit for no goddamn reason. But the remastered for PS5 is fucking beautiful. It looks really cool. It's still a fucking weird game full of a lot of their dumb bullshit. As I distinctly remember from the first area, you gotta go fucking charging down the back alleys with guys with crossbows and shit. And they've got rolling rock traps and shit. So, yeah. But, like, I don't want to say that Bloodborne is, like, it might be the most popular, but I don't know if it was the best, like, critically received, because Sekiro won Game of the Year that year,
Yeah.
It came out and, like, got a lot of press, and, like, style-wise, I think Sekiro was actually a bit of a bigger departure and like, really did break new ground, because obviously it had a very strong stealth element to it. But also, Sekiro has a pretty straightforward narrative. like it has a story that's laid out in the intro and that you follow. You are the lone wolf. You're a Ronin ninja man. You have to protect your lord and stuff. Do shinobi things. Go for it. Boom. And obviously there's still like multiple endings and other shit involved in Sekiro, but yeah, it's like arguably got much more straightforward, approachable elements to it. And obviously, Elden Ring sold out the wazoo. Was a phenomenal fucking game. Did it actually win the Game of the Year? I think it did.
I thought it did.
Please hold. We're Googling. To Wikipedia. Because I know the core Wikipedia article have the... Yep, Elden Ring was Game of the Year. God, sorry, the pandemic years were so weird. Because I'm looking at it, and it's... So 2019 is Sekiro. God of War was 2018. Breath of the Wild was 2017. Also, it's very funny. Overwatch was 2016. That's gone. Wow, Blizzard, you really let that one down. But yeah, it was Elden Ring in 2022. But 21 was It Takes Two, and 2020 was Last of Us Part 2, which obviously was controversial at the time. But yeah, Sekiro won, and now Elden Ring won. So Elden Ring also got its flowers a lot for a lot of its stuff, and it sold a lot, And having played it, I do think that Elden Ring does have whatchamacallit, very, very strong, divergences being open world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they do actually do a lot with just opening the game up and being like, yeah, fuck it, figure it out. Wander around, do stuff. You don't like fighting that guy? Go somewhere else. But, like, there's something about Bloodborne, I guess, like, because it's got the, the Victorian feel.
Slave. There we go. Perf.
I would argue, like, gameplay-wise, I think the systems of Bloodborne I personally like the best. Like, it rewards much more an aggressive strategy, counterattacking to get your HP back. Like, the way blood vials work is kind of similar to how healing worked in Demon Souls. It's just, like, consumables you have to heal if you need them, as opposed to, like, the Estus Flask loop.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like I said, aesthetically, it is a very unique and different game, being kind of this, Victorian, gothic horror with an edging of cosmic horror on top, and being much more directly cosmic horror, because, like, there is some of that in the other Soulsborne games, but it's not as strong as it is in, and as explicit as it is in, Bloodborne. So, like, I can see why it's so popular, but, like, yeah, I don't know. People are really into it. I don't know. Maybe it's the Soulsborne fans who are like, because like we said, Elden Ring sold a fuck ton. You know, I think it's like 70 million sales or something, right?
I'm gonna be real. This phrasing worries me. Enables the use of Horn Portal outside the main island. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's a little odd. Yeah, I don't actually know what the limitation is there. I know that there's like alternate maps and stuff for the DLC,
that might be.
but this is in the core game, so I don't know. It's weird. And you built the master lockpick. Honestly, I don't think the master lockpick is that necessary. Like,
It's
you can
not.
Build it you can build it way before you run into fucking doors you need, but you do still need it for some doors.
Let's see here. Bandolier needs.
But yeah, like I don't know. Maybe it is like the Soulsborne heads are like, oh yeah, hey, are you a newbie? Did you just onboard Elden Ring? You gotta go back and check out Bloodborne. Which, you know, that is a PlayStation exclusive, so good on us. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's funny.
I'm just upgrading things to get them out of the way, so I stop seeing them. There we go.
Nod, yep.
There's a lot of things to upgrade. Booty cap, hard cap, all of these things.
Stuff, things
I don't
stuff.
use them all, but they just like, hey, we can upgrade this. I'm like, fine.
I mean, yeah, like obviously if there's like high priority materials you need, it's like those go up higher. But there's some other shit that you're just like, oh well, I can just fucking upgrade this, get it out of our way.
Yeah, actually, let me put the home portal. Because if I can just teleport home, it doesn't fucking matter where my inventories are. I'm just gonna drop them off and go fucking back. All right, but let's see here. How's the lumber situation looking? I don't know.
Lumbery.
It would.
It's a very wooden situation.
Yeah, let's get some more steel production going. Set this shit for like an hour. Actually, how much time do I have? That's way too much. Hang on. Calm down, me. Calm down. What are you doing? There we go.
Sorry, I'm doing it again. I'm just inhaling too hard. I didn't realize that so hey, did you know that in 2014, which I think was the very first Game Awards ever, they had a best remaster category? And then they stopped after that year.
I wonder why.
Weird. They should probably put that one back. They did drop best shooter after 2015. I guess that got rolled into action.
Mhm.
Which I think makes sense because that keeps it broader. Like fighting is really weird. They did also drop developer of the year after 2015. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Because that gets very awkward.
Sometimes, yep.
But yeah, so it was just funny because I was just scrolling. All right. Close that tab. Don't even.
All right, back to the desert with me, I guess. Time to destroy Check's map. Pimaville. Travel. Oh yeah, it's called the Sunburned Desert.
Yep.
Actually, you know, let's tear down this mine. This is an institution to human greed. We don't need this here. Who? Gotcha. Ow! I took that to the face.
Yep. Those guys will do that.
Oh, I'm back. Oh, I didn't stop at the fucking. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like if I fast travel to a camp, that should be my fucking. Well,
Probably yeah, but I guess it's because you fast travel to Link Towers, so that doesn't count. I guess.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a few little things that could be a little tighter, but overall very relaxing, very fun. Ugh.
What you about?
Sorry, I just scrolled and it says Five Nights at Freddy movie rumored to have a 3-hour runtime. I'm just
Why?
like, oh. I guess that'll please the fucking Five Nights lore heads or whatever. But like, ugh.
I mean, I'm not.
Whatever.
Against
I'm not
movies.
gonna fucking watch the movie.
I'm not against movies getting longer, but why? Who put that much money into this movie?
It's Five Nights people. It's super fucking popular in some corners of the internet.
Yeah, the corner.
But yeah, I don't know. They're doing it.
Bitch.
Oh, though I will say, not completely related, but
What's
interesting enough, I have just been, looking for time to kill. I have actually started listening to episodes and gotten into Markiplier's podcast, Distractable.
Mhm.
He does that with his two buddies, Wade and Bob, and that's pretty solid. They do kind of like an interesting little triangle format where they will decide a topic of the episode, and then one of them is the host, the judge. They award points completely arbitrarily to the other two, and then whoever wins the episode hosts the next episode and gets to like take the topic and do stuff. Sometimes they've had some, just like funny, like turned it into like games, or they just actually like talk about stuff. There are some infamous episodes you can find some of on the internet. One of the very famous episodes that's pretty old now, I think, but is Bob's Fridge, where Bob has to purchase a new fridge and has a fun time with that rigmarole. Anybody who's ever like ordered anything remotely appliance-like or had to install some new shit, you understand.
I used to do fucking appliance installation as a job, so...
Well, it's unfortunately it's a very long story, but I would love to have you check in and see if how whether you feel the two delivery people that delivered Wade's fridge were at the normal level of competence and care or not. But that not nearly as entertaining, but to recap some of the highlights. So basically, he gets a fridge delivered. It's banged up, it's dented. He's like, okay, I just bought a brand new fridge. I don't want my new fridge to be dented. And they're like, okay, we'll take it back and get you a new one sometime. So the second fridge, they already know, because they've had it attempted to be delivered once before. It won't fit through the front door. But the deliverers are like, let me check it. So they insist on checking the diameters of the front door and then being like, oh, yeah, no, it won't fit. Already off to a great start. But they go around through his side and backyard and break an irrigation pipe, causing some minor flooding in the backyard. All the while, because it has a water line, it's one of those kind of fridges. Mr. Bob is in his own kitchen holding the water line, just kinked the pipe and holding it, kinked the tube. And then, like, they get it all installed, and they're not sure everything's working. I think the first time they brought it around to the side yard, those guys accidentally, like, smacked the shutoff switch on his fucking gas main.
Oh, God.
It was very awkward. Like, it's just a cavalcade of bad news stuff that leads to, Bob's Fridge being very, very infamous in the community. But, yeah, it's called Distractable. It's a solid podcast. You just need some time. It's on like Google Podcasts and stuff. There is a video version that is like exclusive to Spotify, that they do post clips on their YouTube channel if you just want some highlights and stuff. Yeah, it's just good for background noise while you're dismantling stuff. Well, I guess generally they are obsessed with longer runtimes, but it's not like they show mid-roll ads, What benefit do you have to a longer runtime? Does it make people feel like it's more acceptable to pay more money for movie tickets that way? I don't know. Not like, after a couple of months, there's not going to be any more fucking movies if Hollywood the studios don't budge on some of the strike stuff.
I'm actually very surprised we haven't budged yet. Shit is getting just indefinitely canceled left and right.
Yeah, at least for some studios, they were straight up dumb enough to say that their plan is to just wait this out until, like, people are at risk of, losing their homes and stuff, and they have to budge. One that led to the single greatest response from Ron Perlman, who's just, like, on TikTok saying, there's a lot of ways you could lose your house if you know what I mean. Which I just fucking love. Because it's, like, I'm going to be honest. I think if Ron Perlman burned down an executive's house, the police would just be like, fair cop. Like, are you going to fuck with Ron Perlman? I'm not gonna fuck with that guy. He was Hellboy. But also the general response that I believe has gotten from most of the lower and middle end actors, like in terms of like salary command, most of them have just said like, that's not gonna happen because I already have to work a fucking second job because you don't pay me enough. That's why we're striking, idiot. So yeah, I actually am of the impression, especially since there's some stuff out there like, who was it? I don't remember. I think it was The Rock. Actually, he dropped like, we don't know exactly how much money he donated, but I believe it was supposed to be 7 figures. 6 or 7 figures to the emergency relief fund. Like, the main thing is that a lot of the big budget actors are also committed to this. Obviously, like none of them have crossed the line or anything, and several of them have donated a lot of money. Most of them are sticking to their guns on not doing promo for movies that are already coming out, and so on and so forth. I know that there are some actors who are being silent about stuff, mostly because they don't want the news media, a whole different beast, to try and like clip or twist their words. I know that's happened a couple of times.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, some of the studios they may have forced it to do some tax haven shit, but they will eventually have to budge on something just because they're going to fucking run out of content.
Yep.
I don't think that generative AI is going to get good enough fast enough that they can actually replace like writers and actors. Definitely can't replace actors. Like, it's just, yeah. So I think they are going to have to budge eventually. And it may be possible that like studios are going to treat this as like a natural shrinking period, as like they get to justify, like rolling back, budgets and stuff, and get to say, oh, well, because of the strike, and we had to make these concessions, we have to like compress down. I think Hollywood probably needed to compress naturally anyway. I mean, there's been a lot of big flops this year.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure Indiana Jones 5 flopped. The Flash definitely, like... So, technically, I think The Flash made back its budget, but that doesn't work for theaters. I believe the common, to not be a flop, to be a financial success, you have to make 1.5 times your budget, because you have to count for marketing and shit.
Yep.
So, I think Flash, like, barely scraped by on its budget. Pixar's, like, Elemental did pretty bad. I mean, not... Listen, I appreciate their idea to, like, make... cute anthropomorphized fire women. I appreciate this, Pixar. The problem is that you've done this fucking plot so many times, okay? Oh no, we're from two mysterious worlds. We're separated. We're gonna make comments about this. I'm pretty sure that the plot of Elemental is literally Zootopia, but with, elemental substances instead of animals.
Can I get another Ratatouille? Let's just have more cute animals cooking. I'll go see that shit.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of funny. Ratatouille was super popular. They have not done a Ratatouille 2, right?
I don't think so. I love Ratatouille.
I mean, like, he does kind of get everything he wants at the end, but like, you can fucking figure that out.
I mean, you got to go to the fucking chef competition next.
Yeah, there's something we could come up, because technically, I think if I remember the plot of Ratatouille, the original version of the restaurant has to close because they get outed for having a fucking rat chef. But
rats
like,
in the kitchen, not the rat chef.
Yeah, rats in the kitchen, technically. But, like, at the same time, just before it closes, the fucking, the super critic is super impressed and, like, remembers the thing of his childhood, and, like, all the staff are, like, improving, and, like, they're setting up for, like, either a new cooking show or they open a new restaurant or something.
They open up a new restaurant.
Yeah.
They have a little,
so,
like,
like,
a little place.
Yeah, they got, that's a plot hook. You got to grow the new content, And I'm sure that would work. Obviously, not right now. It's going to work.
Please not.
I'm sure a lot of those people are in fucking. All those people are in fucking SAG, so you can't. You literally cannot write that movie or record that movie. But hey, hypothetically, if you want to make your money back, Disney, consider it, and stop making Toy Story movies. Stop making Toy Story sequels. Consider sequels for your movies that maybe could use actual sequels. I mean, I don't think Up can do a sequel. That one seems pretty wrapped up. But like Ratatouille, you could crack that back.
No, Ratatouille. Like I said, I think Ratatouille is like my favorite Pixar film.
Yeah. I mean, obviously The Incredibles 1 had a sequel hook, and I think Incredibles 2 did pretty good. The critic opened a new restaurant and hired the employees. Yeah, no, there's definitely something there.
I think stopping at Incredibles 2 is like pretty okay.
Yeah, that's fair. That was the setup, right? You know, we
Yeah.
were waiting for Incredibles 2 for years. Oh, Up had a sequel short in Elemental? Cute. Unfortunately, not. They should have hyped that up. Maybe more people would have gone to see Elemental. But yeah, there's you know, I admit that I am not like a super mega movie goer, but I keep track of some of these things. Like obviously Oppenheimer's doing very well and Barbie is doing very well, but that's like part of this, you know, weird meme magic that's actually working, right?
Yeah, I was about to say it's mimetic, like just the leak and Ryan Gosling just being like half a fucking gremlin online about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm sorry, I'm forgetting her name. Is it Maggie Roberts? What is it?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie. I am sorry.
It's
Like-
okay. It's a little bit of an odd name.
Margot Robbie. I don't necessarily remember her like having it covered, but I just remember like every time I open up my tablet to just check some random news, like Ryan Gosling is saying some weird ass shit about Ken.
Yes, she is Australian. Okay. I was like, I think she's Australian. Might explain why her name is a little
Declared to cover the whole island.
unusual
Do not leave
for
your house under any circumstance.
English.
This is an automated recording sent from K23, the Crown Station.
And then just, you know, being on the same release date as Oppenheimer, you know, opposites kind of attract and they fed off each other, and it turns out they were both actually pretty good fucking films.
Yeah, and like obviously theaters were able to turn this into a thing as well of like, oh, you know, consider the you know, actually running it as a double feature, right?
Yep.
Which is good, and then you know working on some other stuff. But yeah, no, that's they gave it the meme energy. Like honestly, that probably helped Oppenheimer a little bit more than it did Barbie because I think overall Barbie did better in sales anyway.
Yeah. But, you know, a lot of people went to go see Oppenheimer because of Barbie, and they came out, you know, satisfied with the experience. So
Yeah, it is a solid movie. I almost said a solid game.
Please, no Oppenheimer game. That'd be horrible.
No, that would be there's already been, I've heard of a little bit of like there is actually a little bit of like international consternation because obviously the way Japan reacts to the subject of having been hit by nuclear weapons and the way America does is a little different. We're the American free speechification means that usually we feel okay eventually with kind of like poking fun at stuff. Like it took a while, but even our own like drive of like 9/11 is like very specific, right?
Mhm.
Like that's our, you know, giant cultural fucking tragedy, but it also, you know, does other stuff. Like there's a lot of things rolled up in there. Whereas obviously in Japan it you know was a hugely impactful tragedy. There's, you know, several, you know, cultural, you know, movies and books about the end results and stuff. Though also I'm pretty sure like both the cities that were actually struck have been fairly well rebuilt. So it's, you know, it's one of those things that's still a little too recent, but not far enough in the future that you know, the way that like memeing about tickets to Oppenheimer and the mushroom clouds apparently like rubbed some Japanese people the wrong way. I'm going to guess that the movie probably does actually address some of that, you know?
I hope so.
'Cause, I mean, that's, you know, Oppenheimer had, you know, thoughts and feelings, and it's the question of nuclear arms is a very interesting and oddball one because like it is demonstrably provable that the Axis powers were working on their own weapon. You know, the Big N had the theory. The little mustache man would have gone ahead with it, so it was, you know, a race against time to actually like perfect the technology and then actually demonstrate it. Like, yeah, we got there first. We've got the thing.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about threats. It's if you have something, you have to be willing to show that you're willing to use it. Otherwise, it's not effective as a threat. So, and all that stuff. Like, yeah, I have thoughts and feelings on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a complex thing
It
that,
is.
like, and that's, like, obviously, I think a lot of the casual American audience doesn't necessarily have the media literacy to think about it, but, like, at the same time, it is something that to think about. And if we are thinking about it, usually a lot of people go, like, yeah, the whole thing was really, really rough, you know? But it's, I mean, I think we've discussed this on the show before. Sorry to get a little heavy here, guys, but it's like, you know, talking about, like, yeah, we did basically deindustrialize Japan. But that's because there was no other way to take the fight out of Japan without, like, you know, literally beating up every single Japanese person,
Yeah,
which is
no.
also probably not acceptable.
No, Japan was super pro-imperial, like
Yeah.
fucking the co-prosperity sphere pan.
Yeah, like
Fucking-
it was one of those things where it's like, how else would we have won? And was not winning an option, you know?
Like, Japan was pumping out fucking... Well, they weren't doing, like, super great in naval battles, but they were holding enough on the fucking Pacific Fleet to keep us from, really getting a foothold. That's why we had all those fucking, you know, fights on the islands and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, Iwo Jima and all that good shit, but... Fuck. World War II is literally... Whoa. World War II is just literally one of the things where I just go, war is bad, y'all.
Yeah. Like, it's interesting that it is simultaneously, like, I think our most last glorified war, you know, Greatest Generation and all shit like that, but also, like, it is very easy to acknowledge that, on the one hand, yes, this conflict did have probably very obvious, you know, quote-unquote bad guys and good guys, you know? While not perfect, America and a lot of the Allied forces were standing for, you know, what would have been called at the time liberal democracies. And the other guys were, you know, literally fascists.
I mean, yeah.
One of them were ethno-fascists. So, like, yeah. Like, on a political spectrum, you know, you can draw the line. But as we like to say here, and you said, you know, war is bad. War's messy, guys. It's an ugly, no good thing, and nobody should be rushing towards it. It's kind of what's still a bummer about the fact that somehow the thing in Ukraine is still going on.
Yeah, I don't know how.
The Russians have not actually literally expended all of their tanks in reserve. Somehow. Oh, and, you know, and they're also doing bullshit like blowing up dams in Ukrainian territory and lying about it. I feel like the fucking nuclear power plants have been threatened like 3 or 4 times. It's just the current Russian administration and military leadership is just like straight up crazy pants. I think at this point, like, we'll do anything to take a win, even if it's very stupid. But, you know, so far World War III hasn't happened. We'll see. Fucking Belarus and the Wagner Group are apparently doing fucking posturing at the Polish border, which I gotta say, guys, it's a terrible fucking idea.
Don't do that.
If you want to build the category of culturally countries who are down to clown with World War III, I think Poland is pretty high on that list. The Poles are a people who have a lot of stuff built up and stored up on their previous relationship with the Russians, and they are ready to rock. Like, the fact that they are technically modern Poland is a post-Soviet bloc country who is in NATO says a lot, right? Like, they're locked and loaded, and ready to Shazam. I think that they've, like, if I remember rightly, at least from previous polls earlier in the war, like, I think Poland is like the NATO country with the highest popular support for NATO, even more so than like America and the UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're like I said, locked and loaded, ready to roll. And that would be bad, because, you know, NATO is some people like to interpolate NATO as kind of like an imperialism thing. It's not. It's a completely volunteer organization about self-defense. Like, hell, I think I'm pretty sure France ducked out of NATO for a little bit because they wanted to do some imperialism that the rest of us weren't happy with, and they came back in later. Oh God, Listen, I don't want to be that guy. The French, I'm sure, have done a lot of good things. They really helped us out during our revolution, but, like, at the same time, God, the French have gotten us in a lot of trouble. Vietnam, it's all the French's fault. We wouldn't have gotten in that fucking bullshit if not for them. At least the Vietnamese don't seem to hold it against us anymore. It's always interesting to see that heel turn, right?
Mhm.
Or I guess face turn technically. Like the Vietnamese are not usually either the obviously South Vietnamese refugees who came to America are very happy to have been able to come to America and not be left behind. And the remaining Vietnamese regime are just kind of I've generally, from what I understand of like internet culture, are kind of like over it. They got other shit to worry about. They got China right next door. China, who literally tried to invade Vietnam like months after we left. It did not go well for them either, by the way. I think the pro tip is don't invade Vietnam. Obviously, like Japan is now one of our most staunch security allies in the Pacific. I think literally, even though obviously they are not in the North Atlantic, so cannot technically be in NATO, they were invited as like outside partners to a NATO summit like last year, along with like South Korea and Australia. Germany is another modern Germany is another staunch member of NATO. Actually, like beefed up a lot of their defense spending in response to the Russian interclusion and sent a lot of shit to Ukraine. Very weird how that works out. Strange bedfellows does our modern site make. Honestly, it's kind of even funnier because, like, if you think about it, like, the Soviets got flipped mid-war, Nazi Germany flipped on them, and they came over to our side. But not really, because immediately after the war ends, that's the Cold War, and we go back to being rivals and enemies. And whereas, like I said, nowadays, Germany and Japan are some of our most staunch allies. Italia, not so much. They try, those Italians.
It'd help if their economy wasn't in the gutter, but
Yeah, that's a problem they had. I do also believe that they have a couple of, like a lot of places in the Western politicosphere. I believe they had their kind of rise of very very aggressive neoconservatism.
Mhm.
They've kind of been going back and forth on. But yeah, there you go. There's your politics real talk.
all right, let's destroy some houses.
I'm trying to find this one thread I had that I just read about. Because it had some good stats on some actual, like I said, shit that was here we go. Box entries, trends, flops, etc.
I am slow, but I am inevitable.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Elemental has good legs. That's good. It's coming around. If you don't know, basically, so there's like, you talk about opening weekend box office and stuff like that. Legs is basically longevity in the box office stuff. Oh, no, actually, I was talking about, like, character stuff. You guys had a good character jam that I was side saddle for and had some input on. Go watch your latest APs. Like, no, actually, like, for the most part, generally the broad network of stuff I have in mind for Gensakai, which is still, like, a lot of areas, we got a lot of directions, so I'm holding a lot of stuff in still. But, yeah, a lot of that is not necessarily altered by specific ideas you've gotten on, but more like, I mean, some of it is like, I have to remember, you're looking for certain specific things about certain stuff, and keep that sort of stuff in mind. But you've generally expressed those desires anyway. This is more about clarifying what you want stuff for. But you know, it comes around. Lucky finally got his Grandpa Turtle.
Grandpa Turtle, let's go. And I got my succubus.
Yeah,
I got 2 for 1.
yeah. Like, I remember a lot of this stuff and you know, work out some stuff. So like, I haven't really had to adjust any major ideas I've had for things, either directly related to Leona in general or just, I should say, Leona in specific or Longu in general. Longu big, Leona. Not really small, but you know, specific. Smaller than all of Longu.
Oh, I can't dash through that. Wild. Okay.
More of that is like, the general vibes there is like just, whatchamacallit, that's just, you know, me keeping in mind like how you're gonna react to stuff that you were presented and work with, and we can go, you know, back and forth on that. Oh, right. Spider-Verse was a huge movie this year.
The Spider-Verse
The
hype was
sequel is,
pretty high, though, and
Yeah. I mean, it was really good.
yeah, I'm about to say, but I think it also matched the hype was deserved.
The main issue will be that the threequel there has been indefinitely put on hold because of, you know, writing and acting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there was some concern that there were rumors coming out and then stories being told that the VFX work, the actual animators, had some pretty hellacious work schedule to get out the second one there. So having to take a forced break because you cannot write the script or rewrite the script or record actors is probably for the best. Take some time off.
Take a nap.
It's
There's my Skelly.
Yeah, Flash is pretty bad. Okay, Elemental did. I'm looking at it. Worldwide seems to have really carried Elemental. Oh yeah, Fast X actually fucking came out. That's probably all right.
Can't believe there's 10 of those.
Technically, there's more because there's non-numbered spin-offs. They've had at least one of those.
Oh yeah, I
Chops
remember.
and Chaw. That I think they had to do that because in real life, Vin Diesel and The Rock do not get along and do not want to be on set together.
I can see it. Those two are testosterone heads.
Yeah. But I think in like different ways, because like Vin Diesel obviously is, you know, Vin Diesel, but also Vin Diesel is a huge nerd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whereas, I mean, the Rock is kind of a dork about some stuff, but he seems much more in his own, you know. I mean, he was a wrestler, so obviously he has his own, like, you know, weird subculture stuff to be in. But yeah, those two do not get along well and do not want to be on set together, but they were playing very big characters and are huge actors, so they decided to split. Alternatively, I don't fucking know, maybe Hollywood made that up just so that they don't have to pay both The Rock and Vin Diesel salaries in the same movie budget. Because I'm sure that gets expensive. But yeah. Fast X. The new Mission Impossible is apparently good, but it's not doing, like, super great. It's doing all right. But that's known to be a part 1, so that probably, like, blocked people out. Oh, yeah, Miyazaki's still working on his quote-unquote final film, The Boy and the Heron. We'll actually see. Because, Miyazaki's one of those guys who keeps saying every movie is his last, and then he, like, doesn't die right away, obviously, so he's like, I could make another movie. Eventually, he will make his final movie, but I don't know when that'll be. Yeah, Indiana Jones did pretty bad. There's a lot of talk about that. The Mario movie did surprisingly okay. Like, it wasn't perfect, but it had works.
I saw that yellow caution tape on the ground. I thought that was a fucking snake.
Yeah, I don't think there's snakes in the game. Ugh. Ugh. Sorry, I just saw. I'm like scrolling back to see if there's any other, big movies that have hit bad. God, Indy 5 was a bad flop. They had a budget of almost 300 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I saw what they did. With
It's probably because they had to fucking de-age Harrison Ford a lot. I have, and I say this as still, Harrison Ford done a lot of really good work, and I like the original 3 Indiana Jones movies. Everybody knows that 4 was not necessarily the greatest idea. But like, I have zero interest in this indie film.
I had interest, but I'm also like, about it now.
Yeah, I just, the general vibe seems to be that it's not, worth it, as it were. Like, they spent all this fucking money, and it's just kind of like, all right. Maybe even not all right. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, I think
Jesus.
Hollywood needs to realize that they gotta fucking shrink some budgets. The D&D movie actually did pretty good. Fortunately, I think it's streaming on Paramount Plus, so God knows when I'll be able to watch that. That's okay. Paramount Plus might not exist very much longer. A lot of streaming services are also shrinking.
Thank God.
Like, I think after they rebranded to Max, Warner Discovery lost a fuck ton of subscribers to quote-unquote Max, HBO Max. Paramount Plus, I think, is having subscriber problems. Netflix did not shrink. Their plan of reducing password sharing worked. All those people who said they were going to quit didn't. Sorry, Mr. Dennis Cordell, you got to deal with stream lag. You should probably specify which movie you're talking about, because I've mentioned, I think, like 2 or 3 names.
Actually, I'm gonna go try that obelisk thing. There's one. Yeah, there's one not too far from here. Let's go punch that. Let me go see what's up.
I think you'll need a big blue ball in your pocket.
Probably. Let's put all those in there. And let's take an orb.
A magical orb.
I'm gonna ponder this shit for a second.
As you do.
Alright, then I'm gonna equip that. And that. I got grenades, mines, and that. Don't really need an ice block.
Yeah, I mean, you've basically listed the 4 things I also always have. Healing, grenades, mines, transporter. Indie. Okay. Wow, were they really done with filming it that long? God. Shit, dude. I guess you had to sit on a lot of shit because of COVID. But damn.
Wait, does it get hot? Okay, that was weird. Oh shit, I have to go grab my fucking orb again because it just didn't stay in my inventory. There we go. Tally-ho! I'm off to the trenches. What, my wrench?
Anything you have to talk about?
Talk about?
God.
God.
Besides more dismantly stuff?
Not really. Like, I've been looking, like, the more and more I keep looking, it's like, God, there's so many things I need to buy. Like, you talk about getting a chair, I'm like, I need a new chair. I really want to reduce the amount of cords I have in all my systems, so I'm thinking of, like, getting Bluetooth speakers, but that will require some sort of, like, charging cord, and I'm just like, can I... Like, what is my task here? Like, I was checking system requirements for a lot of things, and I'm like, my CPU is doing okay, but I need to definitely upgrade my graphics card. I need to get something that's 8 gigabytes. I think mine's around 6 right now. My RAM's okay. I got 16 gigs. I feel like 16 gigs of RAM is like the minimum now. I know they say usually like 8. No, it's 16. Don't you lie to me.
Well, that's how much I got in the new one.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's enough if it's got enough.
No, 16 will be. I mean, if you want to be like on the average, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get into.
I mean, I'm pretty sure my current tower has like 4, so
yeah, no, that
you
sucks. All right, let me see what this does. I have used the obelisk. What is happening? It's a ring. Use?
Okay.
Oh. Oh, hi!
Ah. It is a challenge, an arena of lads.
No, those lads are dead.
Waves.
Go claim the Oh, okay. This is a shitty-ass reward. You gave me wood scraps! Wait, can I keep using it? Does it go up?
Yeah, I guess it
Oh,
looks
it goes up to
tier.
level 2. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, probably got to fill out all the dots. Get better rewards over time.
That's me there. Go claim the reward. That's scrap. Yeah, no, it goes up. Okay, neat. But I did find a graphics card I think that'll get me, because the other thing I need a new graphics card is I need something that has multiple HDMI ports. Or just like multiple ports in general, because I want to run 2 monitors and my graphics tablet, which requires its own port, and I'm just like, ah!
Yeah. I'm actually going to have to probably, for a brief period, go down from my double monitor setup, because one of my monitors is still plugged into my Dell tower with the classic, whatchamacallit, the fucking big chunky ports. But obviously, you know, the way it works with the graphics card is if you want to use my new PC properly, the monitors have to go into the graphics ports.
Yeah, so I found a Nvidia card that's around $300 that I think is probably what I want. It looks like it has 2 HDMI and 2. Oh, I forgot what the other one's called. But with that, I will probably, you know, then want to swap out one of my monitors to match the one that I have. And then, like I said, but once I get rid of that, it'll be I'll lose my sound bar, so I'll need new speakers. So I'm just like, ah! On that, and I've been talking about how I want to get a new mic stand, pop filter, all that good stuff. But that's because, like, honestly, I really do need, like, at the minimum, need a new pop filter and mic stand. The mic stand I have, it's literally falling apart.
Yeah, that means it's time to switch.
It's time to switch. Well, I think my microphone's okay, honestly. It's been with me for a while. Oh, look at all these lads.
Hard to clean.
Woo, look at you. Look at all you. You guys are angry. It's just, you know... Whoops, that was the wrong button, me. Just boop. Oh, okay. That did not work as intended, son of a bitch.
Rip.
Ah!
Whoop, whoop.
Womp, womp.
But all right, well, let's see. Been streaming for about 240. Like I said, I hadn't eaten before this, so I'm getting a little low in the energy.
All right.
We don't got anything, you know, big to slam a jam out. We had a pretty good show.
Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, if you wanna call it quits here, we can.
All right. Yeah, we'll pack it up. Ugh. Just getting used to my new sitting posture in my chair. Gotta find a way to relax my shoulders. But my elbow's not tense. All right, okay. Well, we're winding down. So, usually means it's time to talk about the usual outros and intros and uptros. If you like this video, give it a like. You can leave your comments down below. You can join our Discord. Link in the description. Make sure to sub to get more. Ring the bell so you can get more also. And remember, you know, streamy stuff. When we're streaming, when we're posting videos, it's cool. Ring the bell. The bell is good. You can also join our channel membership for access to membership badges and emotes. It's a real fun time. And consider supporting us on Patreon. Like I said at the front of the show, get access to the audio and other cool things. And we'll be seeing you soon, Monday, for more Hollow Knight.
Yay.
How many bosses shall Lucky defeat? Let's find out. Anyway, see ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.